Hey guys, welcome to my Atlanta. Hey guys, welcome to debate. Today we're going to be talking about a few different subjects, and we're going to get some feedback from everybody who is at Bassett about what subjects we want to debate today. So let me go ahead and launch the poll, and you guys can choose what topic you want to talk about, and we will go from there. Okay, so we have all animal testing should be banned. Universal basic income should be everyone's right. School should be do away with homework altogether. Standardized tests should be abolished. Euthanasia should be permitted. Cigarettes should be illegal. Vaccine should be a universal requirement. Student debt needs to be eliminated, and public colleges should offer free tuition. So basically, all the same topics as last time, except the social media one is not on there because we did that last month. So you guys decide what you want to talk about. Christian, you got some votes over there?
Yeah, the answer, yeah, keeps happening to me too. The answer I submitted was done by all the parties involved. So they all voted on that one.
Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Euthanasia.
I'm gonna commit suicide.
Not youth and Asia, the euthanasia.
Whitney and Jordan, did you guys want to vote?
Can you cover it down for me? Can you make it down right now?
All right, so we will just go with student debt needs to be eliminated. All right, let's start with euthanasia. So euthanasia is basically the right to die. What do you guys think about that, or who wants to start the conversation off?
I think it.
What?
It made me mute for a second. Well, just say all this on just talk.
Why are we blurry? Where's the camera? I'll wipe it off.
Right there. It's not. Don't.
Wipe it off.
My computer is more high tech than you could ever understand.
Because I'm
Put your mask
on.
on. Yeah, put your mask on. I got mine on.
Because
Can you take it down?
it is on. It's just
Take it down.
Oh. That's
Look,
literally
it's on.
against protocol.
It's glued on.
Okay. Like for some people, death is just a better option than life. Because I feel like if they're not happy in this life, they might be happy in the next.
Okay.
So what?
We have two very different religions.
To what degree
I don't remember.
would you permit euthanasia? To what degree would you permit euthanasia?
Or just a random
They're
Tuesday?
dead, so.
No, to like, so how far would you want it to go? To like, to any suicide is legal, or euthanasia as in assisted death with people terminally ill, or what?
diagnose somebody, if somebody commits suicide, they're clearly not happy. So how are you gonna limit somebody by them not being happy by something diagnosed by a doctor, which you got to get money to do? And if they're broke and like can't afford stuff, then death is a better option. They definitely haven't been diagnosed. I just want to die.
Am I hearing about money right now? After we had argument on Zoom? How about that?
You don't count. Yes, there is limits. He's not allowed to die.
Okay, so what do you think about,
He picked an interesting.
so someone who has like a terminal illness, they should be given that right. What about someone who is maybe in their late 20s and they just feel they're having a bad day or something like that, or a bad month or a moment? Do you
Yeah.
think they should be given that same?
I know we have suicide hotline, but they should always be able to like have people they can confide in, and like somebody tell them that they're people still love them. People are still gonna be sad if they're gone.
What if they don't have anybody?
Alejandro, interrupt me.
You gotta think a lot. It's not just one possibility, it's many.
It's one possibility.
It's many.
It's many.
It's many.
Count.
It's mutual.
Can you still hear us well?
Yeah. Do you think that they need to go through some type of counseling or speak with some type of
Yes.
health professional before that?
I feel like everybody because I don't know if therapists are government work because I don't know about all that, but I feel like everybody should be able to access therapists if they need to, because if like some people don't really they'll be like, I don't want to go to a shrink, but there needs to be people there convincing them that it will help. Like it's not just some little thing. I don't know how to help me out here. Back me up.
We need to make her come with us.
Well, nobody is responding to me, so. Can they? No, because when I debate with people, I'm like, objection.
There's nothing to argue on this.
What did Jordan say?
I said,
She said I'm smart.
I said this one is hard.
Me?
Me, Kiana.
Oh,
Because it's hard to, as far as euthanasia goes, it's as soon as someone commits suicide to put on, well, attempts to commit suicide to put on suicide watch, and they're kept under observation at a hospital, which is what my mom goes through a lot being an EMT. She's gone to a few scenes for a failed suicide or suicide attempt. And immediately, if she spots any signs of a failed suicide attempt, she can actually declare somebody needs to be kept under suicide watch, in which they're taken to the hospital under strict observation.
I don't feel like it'd be so strict because that doesn't help anything if you're kept in one little box with everybody just pressuring you not to commit suicide. They need to be helping you like feel like you're worth something.
But at that point, with her, Rod, stay unmuted. Everyone's talking here.
I was about to get political.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
It's whatever.
Who is ready to argue with you?
I feel like I don't.
Kiana,
Much-
she's ready.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think she's.
Where's the mute
You're
button?
not muting yourself. Stay unmuted.
For once.
What?
And say that I said it.
Sienna?
Let us watch it.
Sienna said.
Nobody understands.
I was a child. Cat, you can't do this no more. I'm over here. I've been battered. Fun fact, assault and battery. Assault isn't when you hit somebody. Assault's when you say you're going to do something. Battery is when you actually do it.
I thought that was a pepper.
What?
A salt and pepper.
Assault and
I thought that was harassment.
no, assault is I'm going to beat you up. Battery is I'm going to get a bat and you're going to just like wail on dude.
You harass me. You harass me.
Okay, so with euthanasia, so only people.
Like first.
Hang on, let her talk. Let her talk. Yeah.
So who should be able to administer euthanasia if someone decides to do that? Should it be only a healthcare professional or a psychologist or something, or can it be just like a regular person?
I don't
They
know.
just get off
I
for
don't know. It just can't be
helping someone do something like that.
somebody that has.
But should you pay somebody? to
No,
come
it should
perform
be for.
euthanasia?
Oh,
So if we're going to allow it to happen, should it be a paid service, or if it's not paid, then it has to be subsidized by somebody through the government? So
no,
what do you
because
think?
how are you going to tell somebody that you have to pay to kill yourself? What's the point in all that?
Somebody's got to pay for it. It's expensive chemicals. How are you going to pay for it?
Just use a roll.
Some people jump off of bridges.
But if we're giving the service, if we're giving the service of euthanasia, then it shouldn't be more clean than jumping off a bridge.
Do you think that if they offered
Yeah.
euthanasia as a paid service, that people would eventually start taking advantage of it, like the people who administer it, and like trying to say, oh, well, this person was doing so and so, and they opted for this against their will, like it was intentionally against their will, but on paper they agreed to it.
Yeah, because like, what if somebody just hired a hitman? Like not a hitman, but they hired that person to be. I don't know how to describe it, but it was a framed suicide thing, making it look like suicide, and that person has to pay. Whatever. That don't make any sense to me. I'm doing like communication.
I've got another devil's advocate thing to throw out. There was at one point in time, there was a design drawn up for a death coaster. This coaster, you would get on it, and there's so much acceleration it'd kill you. So you'd go through the coaster, and then the first loop, as you went through it, you accelerated so much you die peacefully. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think it would be peaceful on a roller.
It'd still be great because you're going fast, but yeah, you would just die. Your heart would just stop.
I feel like that. I don't know.
Okay, so you
Because
guys think
Y'all
something
remember when we were in elementary school? I don't know if y'all
Hang on.
L0.
What do you got?
Oh, what'd she say?
I don't know. I'm going to go first.
Do you think some type of euthanasia contraption, kind of like what Christian was talking about, like a roller coaster, or
Yeah.
maybe just like a weird situation that would cause a death or something like that? Do you think that should be legal? Or do you think people would be too
No, because if we had a roller coaster, y'all know some dumb kids would be like, yeah, yeah. They have to wait a whole long time in that line and just be a whole lot easier. I'm kidding, of course. But like some really dumb people, oh, it is?
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, if y'all don't feel comfortable with the conversation being uploaded, we won't upload it.
All right. So say like, I don't know, but like say some really dumb people got drunk and they were just like, bro, I dare you to go on this ride, you won't die. And then some person ends up dead.
So
It's like those people that jump off a water, they different. You just jump off the waterfall, and the person died. So that could happen.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay, so if they
Some people do
require
crazy
the
stuff when they
person
jump. I don't know.
over 18 sign a waiver and make sure they're competent and all of that stuff, like would it be okay then? If they made sure you were competent and
you were competent, had to sign a waiver.
Well, I mean, y'all know that there are a lot of suicides by teenagers, so I'm not so sure that will work because we're quite rebellious.
Yeah, you can try
You
it.
guys put
Just send the
that
roller
back on
coaster.
your face. Covering your mouth.
But then you're almost just incentivizing death too much. Come on the death coaster. It's all, it's further propagating and increasing. It might even lead to an increase of suicide versus what we have now, which suicides you never want suicide rates to increase.
Yeah.
So would it be a bad thing to have?
So
a
what if
coach
we
with
just kept it the way it is, but we didn't try to make it illegal? Is it illegal?
It's not real.
it?
You talking about the roller coaster?
No, she's talking about euthanasia in general.
Is that a thing?
They will place you under suicide watch. You can't just say, hey, I want to die.
Nobody says that. They just do it.
A lot of people say that.
Well, no.
I mean,
I'll tell you something else. If you've ever had CPR done on you, it's very painful. Ribs will break most of the time. Your ribs, if you're having CPR done on you. If you're a certain age, you can. I think it's based by age. Don't quote me on it. You might have to look it up. But you can fill out. You can fill out something called a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate order. If the EMTs arrive on site and you have a DNR, they will not resuscitate you. So they will not perform CPR, which could do more damage to you. So in that case, it's sort of like euthanasia, will let you die peacefully, but it's not, that's an emergency situation. That's not a suicide.
Okay. So what you think?
Is that the only thing that EMTs can do to try to help somebody in a situation like that, or are there other things that a patient can like, opt out of?
See, I'm fuzzy on it. I was an EMT briefly, but we have the best thing we can do is, of course, our main goal is to get you to the hospital, and we also provide comfort, talk to you. We're trained in essentially dealing with the patient. So as far as, get you in the truck, calm you down, get you there, but also we believe knowledge is the best medicine. So we try, as far as like emergency goes, what to do in a situation, but I don't know the extent of that to a suicide related field.
Sure. Did anybody have any other arguments or points to make regarding euthanasia?
I don't feel like it should be easy to do it. I feel like you should have to go through a certain amount of therapy and talking about it and tests. But some people aren't creative and come up with this.
So you think that mental health services should be more accessible to people?
Because I feel like it should be encouraged. People should encourage it because some people will be like, "Oh, you're going to a shrink," and or they'll be like, "Yeah, I don't want to go to therapy because people, I don't know, it's made so out to be so stupid, and, like pointless, and like movies and like media and stuff, and we joke about it, but you need to talk to somebody about it. But it's not going to. I don't know how to describe it, but yes, I feel like we should have more access to.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. You're talking about like the stigma. A lot of people don't go to therapy because of the negative stigma there's around it and the stereotypes that you're crazy if you go to a therapist or something's wrong with you or something like that. But it's usually for preventative care as well as what is opposite of preventative? Retroactive care? Something like that. Responsive care, something like that. But yeah, so you can either go to avoid yourself doing something bad to yourself or someone else, or as a result of something you did. So either way is just as important as the other. Do you think therapy should be free
Um,
to
I
people?
thought it should be free to people that can't afford it. Like we have something that's free to people that can't afford it, but I don't know what it's called.
I think
Oh, a lawyer. You know how we have
right
you know how
of
we have lawyers to people that
Right
can't
of pen.
afford them? Yeah, I think that we should have right to therapy. Like you can't afford it. Like obviously the therapist might not be as good as somebody who got a whole bunch of money and paying a really good therapist, but they're still gonna get help.
I think it should be bundled with insurance.
But some people don't have insurance. I went to all my insurance
everybody
billing
does
until I lost my retainer. Oh, yes, we have to include it. I feel like it should also be open to people that are non-citizens. That's a whole nother debate too.
Oh, I'm gonna do that debate.
So everybody can agree that mental health services should be more accessible. And if you're not able to afford it, then there's some way that you should be able to through different resources and programs and stuff like that. Alrighty then. So did anybody have any other points to make on that conversation or anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I don't know if
There is nobody else.
it says Jordan.
I'm gonna chime in on y'all's euthanasia real quick.
There you go.
Like in the aspect of like I'm an organ donor, I don't have a DNR in place, but I know that if it's like a touch and go situation, that I definitely want you guys just to let me go to help somebody else out if they have a chance at living and I don't.
So am I.
Cool.
Do you think different things like that can be taken advantage of? I know there's probably like a small percentage that already do, but like people who
But what order?
maybe they know that they are going to be using the organs for something, or they have a lot of people who need organs at a particular time, so they make it seem like someone agreed to either be under euthanasia or just they don't give them as much help because they know they need their organs or something. Do you think people would be taken advantage of like that?
What do you guys think? Alejandro said yes.
So you think people will be taking advantage of the system?
He doesn't even know what he's saying yes to.
What do you guys think?
Look at.
Do you think with the whole organ donor thing in mind, someone will be able to take advantage of it? What do you think, Jordan?
What?
I want Whitney back. That's what she was talking about. She was saying, do you guys think that people will be able to take advantage of it more with euthanasia? Because then there's incentive. Well, I know they're an organ donor. Euthanasia, let me just misplace the organ, sell them on the black market, make a killing. Kidneys are a lot on the black market.
You said kidneys are allowed on the black market.
They're a lot.
People selling organs for, Christian.
You only need one, and I got to pay for school somehow. Yeah.
Oh,
Have you done any doing? Me too.
alrighty. So that is all I have for today. If you guys want to continue, that is perfectly fine. But that's all I want to discuss. I'm gonna go to Starbucks.
You're still recording, girl.